It is so important for the crypto industry to strike while the iron is hot here. Because understand this, it's not going to get better. The current administration is very pro crypto and, yeah, for nefarious and self serving reasons. But remember what your big danger is. The Biden administration, President Biden personally didn't have a problem with crypto. He didn't care about crypto, right? And pay any attention to it. This so it's all kicked off to Elizabeth Warren and other people that are backed by big banking, and they're going to crush this industry. That's the problem. In 2028 is the next president. Are they just not interested in crypto? Do they not care? Because people carry on about all the money that crypto is spending in politics. You don't think banks have lobbyists? You don't think they're spending big? They have been for years. You just don't know what's in front of us, but we know what is here right now. If you didn't see the news, Brian Armstrong and Coinbase, they're trying to kill the Clarity Act. Now you may ask, we don't need their opinion. We don't need their permission. Why does this matter for passing this bill? Well, they're the biggest funder here of this. Them, Ripple, a few others. If they're going to say we don't support this, they're not going to pass a bill they paid for they don't like. You know what I mean? It's going to get shelved. It ain't going to happen. And this is a very dangerous time. Now, we have Senate Banking Committee Chair Tim Scott that says stablecoin yield debate is complex. With banks and crypto firms like Coinbase still at the negotiating table, he's absolutely right. I mean, it's not easy. You have stable coins that are backed one for one. That's not like banking, right? Banking is fractional reserve. So there should be different regulations there. But at the same time, there's going to be rules we don't like in this crypto bill. 100%. It's not just yield. There's going to be DeFi. There's going to be a lot of stuff we don't like. Now, if you want to go against the system, you don't need a bill. Actually, reject any bill they put forward. We just run parallel systems. You're not going to integrate with TradFi. You're not going to be able to walk around and play Mr. CEO and be a billionaire. You're just going to build decentralized systems and do what you feel like because no government can stop you. But if you want to integrate with TradFi, if you want to be a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, that's going to take concessions, right? That's a whole different ball game, and we got to get there here. We see Brad Garlinghouse saying Clarity Act will allow financial giants to adopt this technology. They're not dumb. They want to see how this plays out. Do they have long-term protections or not? Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse explains major banks, they understand Ripple and XRP's status, but they're hesitant to adopt until laws are passed, and rightfully so. They need to see what the rules of the road are going to be as we go forward. You know, you always have this, the banks are evil and the crypto bros are so good. Like, not always, right? And it's always around what? Stable coins and yield. And, this is going to be regulated. Just understand this. Our biggest failures is we don't self-police as an industry. And we allow the Mashinskis and the FTXs and, the Do Kwons just sell us some pipe dream about how bad the banks are and how great they are. And yeah, banks steal your yield. They steal your value. But crypto companies a lot of times just crater and take everything, right? They lose the whole lot by being outrageous. We're not going to get a free pass here, best believe. I always remind people, remember, XRP is not a security under the old rules, which are the current rules. They will be replaced. And Elizabeth Warren, she's not going to make the same mistake twice. She's not going to go and just sue people, right? She's going to get another crack at this. She will write the laws of the future, and you will not like them. And forget your DeFi protections and your yield-bearing stablecoins. She's going to go after traditional crypto. You know what will happen. She is not going to use the courts. She will use the pen, and she will write the laws for the next 100 years. And it will take another 100 years to change this if she gets the chance. Is 2028 going to be better? We just don't even know who the president will be at that time. It's possible a Republican or Democrat, they may be pro-crypto. They may be pro-technology. Yay for that. But it's not so partisan as people state. But if it's not a priority, it's going to be much like President Biden. It's just going to get kicked off to her. She'll be driven by the banking lobby. And you're going to see a lot of stuff here. Your traditional, your Bitcoins, your Ethereums, your XRPs, they'll be restricted, probably self-custody, all sorts of nightmares. We have to pass this now. There is no time to waste. Patrick Whip says the following: I wonder how the future Democrat administration will handle stablecoin rewards, developer protections, DeFi, and the line between digital commodities and securities. Block the passage of Clarity and find out. Now, he's making this a little more political than I think it is. I don't think it's so much a line between Republican and Democrat. You may get a Democrat that is very pro-crypto and very, pro-technology. But you may get someone that just doesn't care. We are still French. We only have so much power. You have to understand. We don't have that, where we're going to bring down the hammer and bring pain, to our adversaries. It ain't going to work like that. We have to get this done. Understand that. And I think we will. I think what happens is you're going to have the administration willing to walk away from this. And what's Brian have left? What is he going to do here? He has no cards to play. He is done. He is cooked, and he'll have to agree, in my opinion. We see this. One has to wonder what's real and what's staged. JP Morgan has been working with Coinbase for a while now. You have supposedly Jamie Dimon getting into it with Brian Armstrong. You know, I think it's real. I think Coinbase will, let them sink down in value and just buy them up down the road if necessary. And it will not be pretty for them if they pass on this. Digital asset investor also put this up. It was a clip of Charles Hoskinson saying, you know what? If we got the wrong administration here, crypto in general would be out of the United States. And that also goes for the future. That goes for the future. It's not going to be laws you don't like. It's going to be laws you cannot live with. And that's not going to be good even for global crypto adoption. When we talk about global systems, you have to be supported in all the territories. You can't just carve out the U.S. That's going to harm, obviously, this country more than anyone, but it's going to harm the global systems as well. And other countries will follow suit. It's just not going to be great. Let's get this thing done. Let's put it into law, and we'll move on from there. David Saxs, you're seeing a lot of stuff. He's stepping down as crypto czar. In reality, it has to do with he can only stay in these positions for so long. If you've ever seen Casino, where the main guy had to jump from different titles every so many days. That's what David's doing here. He's still working for the administration. He's still working in technology, but he's got a different title. He's no longer crypto and AI czar. He's something else. That term has come to an end, but he's not leaving. He's not being fired. He's still with the administration. It's just a change in title. He's kind of like Ace Rothstein there is what we have here. I logged onto my Coinbase app. I was trying to see what the price of cryptos were doing. I saw this: call your senator to protect crypto. Who I would like to call is Coinbase, but they don't answer their phones, so I can't put my complaints into them. This is ridiculous. Get this thing done. And I think that's what's going to happen. This is the final stage. You're going to have parties willing to walk away here, and then we'll really see who has the stronger hand. And in general, in crypto, we got to get what protections we can because we don't have anything else to go on. It's only going to get worse from here. You're not going to do anything till 2028. That's going to be crushing because that's a lot of adoption that could happen between now and then. So that's bad. It's delayed farther. And further, we might get laws we just hate. Now, again, we could get a great administration without some of the corruption, let's call it, or whatever, the self-interest, and maybe we get better laws. That's possible, but I don't want to roll the dice on that. And I don't want to wait till 2028 to get going here. Get this thing done and get it done now, and we'll be better off for it. Let me know what you think down below, though. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.